And let's go to what we have today. Today, these are Tobacco Motorwear's Maverick boot. I've been really excited. Been a huge fan of Tobacco stuff. Tobacco Motorwear really got on the scene with their Kevlar jeans. If you haven't seen that video, go check it out. Tobacco Motorwear is also a sponsor of the Motormen podcast, which I was lucky enough to be on as a guest lately. As a guest on one of their episodes recently. And they highly recommended Tobacco Motorwear. So I want to give these a try. So these are going to be the Tobacco Motorwear Maverick boot, and these are going to be in amber. So I have not opened these yet, so we're going to take a look at this. So this is going to come, all right, comes with a storage bag for your boots. That's kind of cool. Can't say I've seen that before. Now this is their boot in the amber style color. I wanted to stay away from black. If you notice my channel, I'm not a big fan of black motorcycle gear. Wow, these are, okay, these are impressive. So the first thing I'm noticing is the quality of these boots and how low profile these are. And I'll show you in a second, you can tell right away the tip of these are a lot lower than the Skechers that I've been running. Ooh. And it smells like real leather. They do have these reflective laces in it that I've seen on the website. Also, good time to point out, this video is going to be in 3 portions. This is going to be the unboxing portion of it. There's going to be a ride and my first impressions of it on the motorcycle, and then we're going to do a wrap up and we're going to test out the waterproofing of these boots. So really wanted to cover everything we could. I am going to be running these as my primary boot for 30 days. As a boot that's both off and on the bike. So for the next 30 days, this is all I'm going to be wearing so I can give you a real indication of what these boots are like. First impressions, they're really well made. They have the Vibram sole, which I know is replaceable. And that's kind of cool in a boot. I can't say I've ever seen that before. I don't know how much that costs to replace the sole of these boots. I do want to find that out. They do have a reflective lacing, which I thought was kind of cool. I don't know for my bike with lower fairings if that's really a thing or not. But here, let's put them on here so you can get a look at them. Let's take this out. We have the other shoe, got a sampling. Kind of like too with these, you can tell it's real leather because it's got these little marks in it, little scuffs up. And that's what I like about leather is the patina of leather really wears and it gives it a unique look. And it's just something I've really grown to like. Let's see what we've got here. All right, so actually it's pretty cool. It tells you where you can go and look for authorized retail shops to get these replaced. The idea with these boots is that because of the price, these are $329. So they are certainly on the little bit of the higher scale, certainly a higher scale than a $80 pair of Skechers. But you can tell right away with the quality. And these aren't sewed, so they're not glued together. Thing that a lot of the older guys will tell you, and is quite true, that if it's not sewed together, you do risk the chance of it separating during impact and a wreck. So then it would leave you with even less protection. Leather quality is definitely what I would come to expect in this price range. Leather's thick. These are 11s. I do wear an 11. So these will be a true test. I've told they run exactly to size. These feel really good inside. But let's get the rest of them out here. The other thing that this comes with that I thought was unique is they come with an insert. And the idea with the insert is it adjusts the size of the boot. I don't recall what they are, a standard size, but if you take them out, I believe they're double E. I'll put that in we'll do a flyover in a second, but I like this because it gives you the option. A lot of reviews that I've read, people are taking these out if they're running thicker socks in the winter, which I thought was kind of cool. You can tell with the insert here, it's definitely really padded. So I can imagine these are going to be really comfortable both on and off the bike. And they're ventilated, which is good because nobody wants swamp foot. So yeah, first impressions, I really like the styling of these boots. The one thing that I really like with boots that you commute with, or I commute with, I should say, is I really like something that doesn't look like a motorcycle boot, has a little bit of a different look to it. That's why I tend to go with boots that are of a different color than just standard black. I do work in a casual work environment, so I can wear boots to work without a problem. And I really like having something that's not only going to be fully protective on the motorcycle, but I'm going to be able to wear to work and it blends in. I hate having to have a pair of boots you wear for the bike and I get to work and I have to switch off and on. Or even worse when you're traveling. So first impressions, I really like the look of this. I really like the way that this dark sole with the black sole is separated here with the tan. And I believe these have a cork bed to them, which should provide a lot more comfort in them. They're definitely stiff. Oh yeah, they're really stiff. Let's take the paper out. These are going to be really stiff, which I actually like because that's going to indicate that it's a quality boot and it's going to break in over time. Inside of its padding, you've got the padding here for your ankles. So that's really unique. So let's try something. I'm very curious because I don't know the answer to this. So let's go ahead and grab my Skechers boot. Let's take a look at how the Skechers boot compares to that. So if you notice right away, you can see how much low profile these boots are compared to the Skechers. Skechers are going to be a lot higher in this area. Yeah, there's a significant difference. I wouldn't say it's huge, but there definitely is a difference. It doesn't look as clunky. And you can see, I mean, if you flip them over here on the side, you can see the difference. So again, the Skechers boots, they work. They're not a bad boot. They're certainly not going to be a durable boot. And if you went down on these, I'm assuming these would shred pretty quick. Tread depth is going to be about the same. These look like they're going to be a little bit deeper on the Tobacco. Actually, these are significantly deeper in the Tobacco Motorwear boot. And that really is the key for me. Like I said, if you live in New Jersey, we ride in the Pine Barrens a lot, and rocks and stuff like that are prominent, especially in weather where it rains and it kind of washes that out. So like I said, I've been looking to go more to a deeper style tread, especially when I ride 2-up. I feel like I need that traction. And also for you guys that don't follow my channel, I do ride a Road Glide Limited. With 2-up, it's a lot of weight to move around. So I've been looking for something that's going to help me manage that a little better. But that's going to be my first impressions. I can tell you right now, these are extremely well-made boots. And I don't know, let's get them on the bike and let's see how they run. So I've spent 30 days in the Tobacco Motorwear boots. I've worn these to work. I've worn them at home. I've worn them out. So for the last 30 days, this is the only shoe I've worn. I kind of want to give you my impressions after that. So I want to kind of give you the good, the bad, and the just kind of interesting. So I've taken these boots out and ridden with them. If you don't know, I ride a 2020 Road Glide Limited. I use the Advan Black floorboards as well as their controllers. You'll see in this video here that they're spiked. That spike gives a lot of grip to the boot. So the combination of these soles in the boots, it's absolutely amazing how planted your feet are on the controls of this. Now, the other thing that I found with these boots, with these soles, is that they give you an incredible amount of traction in all weather. Now, I don't have the video, but I did ride in the rain with these. I can tell you they are 100% waterproof, and the performance in the rain was fantastic. I can honestly say of the heeled boots that I've ever ridden, and I've ridden a bunch, these are by far the grippiest boots I've ever worn. I was able to manipulate and move back the Road Glide, even 2-up, pushing it back in the driveway, pushing it back out in the road, no problem at all. It's one of the things that the Skechers really didn't excel at, and some of the other boots that I've tried really didn't have that deep grabbing traction. Now, the other thing I wanted to point out is in rocky surfaces, like I said, when you ride in the pines and in sand, again, great grip. Now, I did call my local cobbler. Actually, I called a few. To get these soles replaced on these boots, you're looking at about anywhere between $100 to $140. So you really have to decide whether that's going to be a break point for you or not, if you want to keep these boots and just refreshing the soles or replacing the soles. Right now, these boots are on sale for their Black Friday sale for $260, which I think is a great deal. And if I'm looking, they're normally $325. So obviously they do go on sale. This boot, honestly, the negatives of this boot is not for the person that's in the Harley dealership shopping on the discount rack, right? These are a premium boot at a premium price. The person to me that's going to want this boot is someone like myself that's going to want a premium boot that doesn't want to have to keep changing boots every year, every 3 years, whatever it's going to be when they wear out. You can replace the sole. You're going to be able to keep the same boot that's broken in, and you're going to have a boot for a lot longer period of time. Some of the negatives that I would like to see changed in these boots, and this is more of just a me thing. I'd like to see the tongue of the boot be more padded rather than this rough leather. It didn't really bother me, but at first when I broke in the boots, it seemed like it was causing a lot of wear on the inside of my foot or the upper part of my foot. So that would be something I'd like to see change with maybe some padding in that. Again, it's not a showstopper once they break in, but it's something that most boots that I've worn have that padding, or sneakers even. The other thing I'd like to see is the tip of it be a little bit more reinforced, so when you're hitting the shifter, or you're not getting as much of a movement there. So it's going to be harder here. I tend to shift, actually, let me show you the one I shift with. I tend to shift here on my bike. So it's going to be a little bit more squishier. If you use more of the toe, it's going to be a little stiffer. But I'd like to see this come back just a teeny bit more. The one thing I can say with having the soles the way they're made in the cork bed and then the additional insert, these are extremely comfortable. It took about 2 weeks to really break in. Like I said, it's been around 30 days. They're still breaking in a bit, but they lost sort of that Frankenstein floppy feet that you get with new boots. Again, I personally could not be happier with these boots. Boots are subjective. So, you really have to decide whether this is going to be worth the investment for you or not. Like I said, right now at $260, I think these are a great value. And even at $325, they're a great value if you want to run these continuously and replacing the soles. You can see they've developed this really nice patina, and they've scuffed up here on the sides, which is typically what you're going to get with a boot this color. One thing I would recommend is getting this Aussie leather conditioner. This is the stuff that I've always used on my leather boots. It does a great job. It's super cheap. I'll put a link to my Amazon affiliate link in the description. So if you want to check this out, this is the way to go. If you do want a boot that's not going to get you this patina and scuff up, I'd recommend going with the matte black pair. Then you don't have to worry about that. But again, I'm a fan of some color in my boots. And I really like the way it develops that patina, and you can clean them up. So like I said, I think that these boots are fantastic. I really am impressed with the grip on these boots. Even in wet conditions, rocky conditions, sandy conditions, I had zero slip, even pushing a 900-pound bike backwards to park it. So like I said, that's my review. I'd be really curious to see what you guys think. I did run a poll on my YouTube channel, and high-heeled boots, that sounded a little weird. Heeled boots seem to be the #1 preferred boot for my riders that follow my channel. And the $100 to $200 range seems to be where people are spending their money for their riding boots. So I'm curious to see what you guys think at a $260 pair or a $325 pair. How you feel about that purchase for a boot that you could resole and continue to wear for years and years. So huge thanks to Tobacco Motorwear for providing these boots. I'm really impressed. I'm going to be doing a follow-up review. I know a lot of things in 30 days seem really good, and then after a while you're like, meh, maybe not. So I'm going to be doing a year follow-up on these boots. So if that's something you're interested in, please consider commenting on the video and letting me know you'd like to see that, as well as consider subscribing to the channel. Subscribing to the channel goes a long way to supporting not only my channel, but allowing me to work with companies like Tobacco Motorwear. So I had today, guys. Thank you so much for watching, and please remember, you're not alone.